Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm really happy you're here today. And I'm even happier because Alex is back in the studio. For those of you who are new, Alex is here to help us untangle English grammar in a way that actually makes sense. Not textbook English, real English.
The kind people actually use.
Exactly. Before we start today's lesson, I want to ask you something simple. How was your day yesterday?
Yesterday, it was normal. I worked, I had meetings, I cooked dinner, nothing dramatic.
You see how naturally you answered? I worked. I had meetings. I cooked dinner.
Past simple, because yesterday feels finished. It's over. It belongs to the past.
But now, let me ask you something different. Have you ever had a day that changed something inside you?
Oh, that feels different. Yes, I have.
Exactly. When I ask you that, I'm not asking about a date.
Yes, you're asking about my life, about an experience, about something that still lives in me. And suddenly, we're using present perfect.
This is why present perfect and past simple confuse so many learners. Because it's not just grammar, it's perspective. It's almost emotional.
So it's not just about time, it's about connection.
Exactly. Let me ask you something else. Did you call your mom yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Past simple. Yesterday is finished. Now listen, have you called your mom this week?
Oh, that feels dangerous.
That wasn't the answer.
Okay, no, I haven't called her yet.
See? That question feels different because this week isn't finished yet, and maybe you still have time.
If something feels finished, we use past simple. If something still matters now, we use present perfect.
So here's the big idea today. Alex is here to help us break this down in a real way. Not textbook examples, not robotic grammar, real situations, real conversations, real mistakes people actually make.
And maybe a little Dama.
Probably. If you've ever said, I have seen that movie yesterday, or I didn't finish my homework yet, don't worry, you're not alone.
We've all been there.
Exactly. Today we're going to make this simple, clear, logical, and maybe even a little emotional. Because this tense difference isn't just about time, it's about connection. So, let's start with something very serious. Imagine you're at a birthday party. There's a huge chocolate cake on the table. 3 layers, chocolate frosting, candles. And your friend looks at you and says, "Have you tried my cake?" You haven't tried it yet, but the cake is right there. What do you say?
I haven't tried it yet, because I still can.
Absolutely. You're not talking about the past as history. You're talking about something that's still possible. The cake is alive. The opportunity is alive. Your hunger is definitely alive. Now, fast forward. 2 hours later, the cake is gone. Not a slice left. Your friend asks, "Did you try my cake?"
Now I say I didn't try it, and I regret everything.
Yes, because now that moment is over. There's no cake to try anymore. So we naturally move into past simple, not because of grammar charts, because the situation feels finished.
So really, it's about how we see the moment. Is it still open, or is it closed?
That's it. That's the first layer. Now let's take this idea further. Imagine I ask you, have you ever been to Italy? What am I really asking?
Not when, not what year. You're asking about my life.
Yes. When we say, have you ever, we're opening your entire lifetime. It's like we're scanning your experience. Has this happened at any point in your life?
And that's why we don't say, did you ever go to Italy, unless we mean something specific.
Exactly. Now listen to this. Did you go to Italy in 2018? Now it's different.
Because now we've locked it into a year. 2018 is finished. That's a completed chapter.
And this is where students often feel confused. They think it's about past versus present, but it's not that simple. It's about whether we're talking about your life in general or about one specific moment in history. Let me say 2 sentences. Listen carefully. I've lost my keys. I lost my keys. Same words, different feeling.
Oh wow, that first one sounds serious. I've lost my keys. That sounds like you're standing outside your house right now. Maybe it's raining, maybe it's freezing, you can't get in. That's a problem happening now.
You're right, it feels urgent because the result matters. I don't have the keys now.
But the second one, I lost my keys, that sounds like a story, like something you'd tell me over coffee.
Yes, maybe it happened last year, maybe I panicked, maybe I called a locksmith, but now I have new keys. It's finished. It's not my reality anymore.
So the first sentence is about the result. The second sentence is about the moment.
That's the difference. I've lost my keys means I don't have them now. I lost my keys means it happened at some point in the past, but it's over.
Same verb, same event, completely different situation.
Absolutely. Before we wrap up, there's one more situation we should mention. News.
Ah, yes, the dramatic entrance tense.
Exactly. If I walk into the room and say, I've got a new job, that doesn't sound like history. That sounds current, important, life-changing.
Because the result matters now. It affects today, tomorrow, your mood, your bank account.
Very practical grammar explanation.
But if you say, I got a new job last year, now it's background information.
Right. It's part of my story, not breaking news.
So, present perfect often sounds like, this matters now, and past simple sounds like, this happened then.
And this is where signal words really help, because English gives you clues.
If you hear ever, never, yet, already, still, recently, those words usually connect the past to now.
They keep the situation alive.
But when you hear yesterday, last week, in 2020, 2 days ago, that time is finished, and past simple feels natural.
See, that's the difference. Instead of memorizing abstract rules, listen to the time frame.
Ask yourself, is this still relevant, or is it done?
Let's finish with a quick real-life challenge. Imagine you're at work. Your manager walks in and asks, have you sent the report? Did you send the report this morning? Which one feels open, and which one feels like there's a deadline attached? Take a second.
Don't analyze, just feel the difference.
Okay, here's what's happening. When someone asks, have you sent the report? They're asking about the result now. Is it done? Is it sent? What's the current situation? The time frame is still open.
But when someone says, did you send the report this morning? Now we're inside a specific moment. This morning is finished. We're checking a deadline.
So the first question is about the present result. The second question is about a completed time.
One feels flexible, the other feels like someone is looking at the clock.
And that's the key difference. Not past versus present, but open time versus closed time. All right, listeners, now your turn. Write 2 sentences in the comments. One question using present perfect and one using past simple with a clear time. Make them real, something you'd actually say.
The more real the sentence is, the easier it is to feel the difference.
If this finally makes sense, that's progress. English becomes easier when you stop memorizing and start noticing patterns.
And once you notice them, you speak with much more confidence.
And that's the goal here. Not complicated English, clear English, natural English.
English that makes sense.
So if today something finally clicked, that's progress. And we'll build on that next time. See you in the next episode.